Hey, round 2. Yeah, this is fine. Not normally a fan of hands that don't have, you know, at least a 2-drop, but 2 Signal Pest does make a decent clock. I do like my opponent mulliganing to 5. That's kind of nice. Hello, Mr. Mulligan to 5. Allow me to introduce you to a bunch of creatures on turn 1. Blackcleave Cliffs. Interesting. I will trade the Mem Knight for the Swift Spear. Because he's not attacking, then I attack and get a Battle Cry trigger onto the Mem Knight. For not having a cranial plating or other ridiculous payoff, this is such a fast hand. I mean, draws like this are when you really appreciate Signal Pest as a card. Like the amount of damage it's going to be doing. Because it's fair to think of it as a 1-mana 3/1, which is 1 mana 3 power. Pretty good rate. Not like Death Shadow, but Death Shadows, they have to kill themselves to do it. And also Death Shadows can get jumped. No! Not my Signal Pest. That's where all my damage is coming from. This is like the Mardu Pyromancer thing. Maybe it's just black-red. And this is a Fatal Push? Thoughtseize. Okay, you can Thoughtseize away my Galvanic Blast. Sure, whatever. Cranial Plating. Steel Overseer. Or another Signal Pest. Sure. Just keep drawing Signal Pests. Terminate on the Vault Scourge. Interesting. That is very interesting. Vault Scourge is not the source of the most damage there. Why does he care about me having lifelink? I'm just gonna cast that. Good luck, Mr. Interactive Deck. See, the best part is he's answering all my stuff, but he's stuck on 2 lands with no threats. Eventually, he's gonna run out of answers. Now, if you had time to resolve like a Pyromancer, then maybe things would be starting to get uncomfortable, but as it is, not really. Alright, alright. Here's where I expect a concession. Oh look, I'm right. Champion. I didn't really see that much other than black-red things. Keep a grid. Go down a couple Memnites. Run it like that until I see more of his deck. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like the Mardu Pyromancer version that plays like Lingering Souls and Young Pyromancer, but I haven't seen anything that would conclusively indicate that because I've seen no indication of white mana. It could be like the black-red like Rat Moon deck, but I don't recall seeing Swift Spear and that. It'd be a lot of things, and I don't know because I saw Piler removal and a Swift Spear and black-red lands. This is not even remotely keepable. This hand is quite bad, but Edge Champion is good. I don't think I'm going to win this game. Not on the multi-6 on the draw against a controlling deck with this hand. Okay, so Arid Mesa does suggest the Pyromancer thing, so I'm probably bringing in more grids and maybe even a Rest in Peace, depending on what I see. Maybe a couple whip flares as well if he is actually on the like multiple Young Pyromancer plan. Of course, it's also possible that he's just playing red fetch lands, and that I'm not. Shouldn't be reading more into it than that. Okay, yep, there is a Young Pyromancer. Young Pyromancer detected. Inquisition of Kozilek. That's not friendly. Well, for now this Ornithopter is breaking his team, so that's a thing. Get in with Inkmoth and call it a day. Yes, I like seeing more lands out of this guy. Shattering Spree, killing everything and my Glimmer Void. And this is why you don't play Glimmer Void, kids. Let's get him. Alright. Yeah. I've been testing out the Glimmer Void just for a little bit, and that makes me want to go back to Force Spires. Because I haven't yet noticed a game where the Glimmer Void hasn't lost me a life, but there was a game where the Glimmer Void died. The life has never been relevant in this instance. The Glimmer Void died. As weird as it is, I do want Thoughtseizes against a deck that could have Shattering Sprees, because it's unacceptable to let that card exist in their hand. I don't really care for Galvanic Blasts against him. I don't want a 1-for-1 with a young Pyromancer. I didn't see the white for Lingering Souls, so it's possible that he doesn't have it, so I'll keep the grid, but I'll not have the Whip Flare. Alright, this hand's good. If I can draw a red source, I will be able to zap, zap, zap my way to victory. Actually, no, never mind. That card is never going to get cast because I'm never going to draw a red source before he Thoughtseizes it out of my hand. Anyways, I have an Ornithopter and a Cranial Plating and a Ravager and a Steel Overseer and the mana to cast them all. So, I have things that do things. That's good enough for me. And he mulliganed to 5 cards. So there's that. I anticipate a Lightning Bolt, so I'm going to run out the Ravager first. I have a hard time envisioning a world where he kept a hand that didn't have removal. And I would much rather have the Overseer than the Ravager. See if he has a Bolt for the Ornithopter. He definitely also has a Bolt for the Ravager. Faithless Looting. Well, that is card disadvantage, so unless he's discarding Lingering Souls, I'm gonna be pretty happy. Discards a Faithless Looting and a Lightning Helix. Alright, so he is on the Lingering Souls white version. Damn. He so cleverly avoided me showing me any white in the first game 1 and 2. Oh well. Goodbye, grid, I think. It's possible that he just wants to gamble on me not ever having red mana since he's so behind and takes the Steel Overseer because he can't deal with it at the moment. But I don't know if I believe that. Did he cast Wear last game? Yeah, he did. He has Wear Terror in his deck. And he took the Thoughtseize. Or not the Overseer, although I kind of expected to die. Why do I feel like I'm losing against a deck that has 2 lands in play and 3 cards in hand? I don't know. If I get the land to cast the grid, though, I'll need 2 Wear and Tears. Alright, well there's the Fatal Push, and presumably a Lightning Bolt. Okay, so I have nothing and he has nothing. Got it. Who draws better? We shall see. Possibly I should have run out the Springleaf Drum. Nah, this was right. He does get to filter his draws with the Faithless Looting. I'm actually not going to animate an attack. I would get in 1 damage in exchange for exposing it to a removal spell, and I kind of want to just animate it next turn to cast a Jarep Wraither Grid. You know, getting a grid down is going to be pretty awesome. What is he doing? Oh, hey! Sure. I discard one of my grids, and then I cast the other one. Cast the Ornithopter, so I don't have to expose the grid to getting murdered. Or expose one of my lands to getting killed, I mean. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Well, I have a grid. Also, crucially, I have 6 permanents to his 3 permanents and 1 card. Would have liked, you know, any of my other payoffs to have survived, but what do you expect against pile of removal.deck? Yeah, you play your young Pyromancers. Why am I doing this? Makes no sense. Yeah, I should not have animated that. I should have just played Vault Scourge and passed. Oh, well, maybe I'll bait out a removal spell? I don't know. Man, just removal for days. And the 2 Kolaghan's commands caught him up. Now even on cards. Well, Lingering Souls is not hardly as annoying as I don't have a grid. He's got no lootings left. No more card filtering for him. He also can't have Wear and Tear and a white land to actually do the tear on the grid. Sure, Burst Lightning. See, the nice thing is, even though he's doing these like Burst Lightning things, the grid's just sitting here getting him for 1 or 2 a turn. And that does add up eventually. turn, you've got some Lingering Souls. Take a turn off of my shooting him in the face to shoot his stuff. Hold the Mox Opal in hand so he can't make me discard to Kolaghan's command. And to get half a ping. At some point where I potentially need half a ping. I really don't want to see the Bedlam Reveler. That would be a disaster. Unfortunately, these faceless lootings are digging him deep quite quickly. And he's just killing every single thing I play, so... Squads, Inquisition, and Erd Mesa. Does he flashback the looting, or does he wait until he has 2 cards to flashback looting? Well, I mean, I'm not gonna not run it out, so... Okay, there goes the wear and tear. So he's still not particularly close to killing my grid. This card's another Lingering Souls. One damage at a time. Okay. Party's over. Bedlam. This has got to be a Bedlam Reveler. Yep. There's no other reason why he would have played a Bloodstained Mire. Well, him drawing 3 cards is not my favorite thing. Drawing 3 cards and having a 3/4 prowess. Card was so good. I remember playing the Thermo Alchemist deck back in Eldritch Moon Standard or something. That deck was sweet. Pithing Needle on Garib or Aether Grid. Well, that sucks. I really need a cranial plating. And now some Lingering Souls. Ugh. At least I do have my champion. How close to lethal is this? 1 damage away. 1 damage away from lethal. Huh. Do I play it or discard it? Or do I play it or not play it? Actually, I think play it. Just put him on a 2-turn clock, I think. So eat an opal, play another opal, eat the drum. Alright. He needs some life gain or good combination of cards to not die. So... Oh, he also doesn't have white, so there's no lightning helix unless he's got a white land in hand. Lightning helix would do 3 to me, putting me at 15. He would then attack for 6, putting me at 9. So he would need helix and, you know, another relevant spell to really threaten to outrace the champion. To kill the champion, he needs basically Shatterstorm, because killing the Monk's Opal is not even a particularly like, he would have to kill the Monk's Opal and then kill the Inkmoth Nexus and then kill the etched champion. Interesting. So I think I'm gonna activate the Inkmoth Nexus here. This protects against Liliana of the Veil. It doesn't protect against Liliana of the Veil and removal spell. If he has 2 shatters, actually, or if he has Shattering Spree, then I'm in trouble. Maybe I shouldn't have been protecting against Liliana of the Veil. I don't think his deck is likely to play it. I doubt I'll get a response from him, but I'm curious if that's what it was. If me playing around Liliana of the Veil is what did the trick. Or maybe he had just 2 shatters and not 3. Like, he didn't have a shattering. He had, like, you know, 2. Yeah, I don't know what, like a shatter and a terminate, and his only hope was preventing the Inkmoth Nexus from turning into an artifact. So let's say he had, you know, he had wear and terminate in his hand. So then what he needs to do is wear the opal and terminate the etched champion. But he can't do that. Although, if he had that, then he just wears this, and then on untap he terminates that. So I don't know why he conceded. But anyways, interesting game. See you later.